The rain slides quietly down the windows, the droplets creating blurred images of the city. A melancholic day, the kind that invites silent wanderings and contemplation. I randomly drift into an antiquarian bookshop. The air is heavy with the scent of old paper and wooden shelves soaked with years of history. I am not looking for anything in particular. I simply let things find me. My gaze slowly moves from book to book, my fingers lightly brushing against the thick covers, when suddenly I see it. A small jade stone placed among old scrolls, as if someone had left it there by mistake or on purpose. Its smooth surface reflects the dim light of the lamp. On it, characters I do not recognize. Something draws me to it. I cannot look away, as if I should know it, yet it remains a mystery to me. The shopkeeper notices my interest and smiles. It's jade, old. A beautiful piece, isn't it? It is not cheap. But as I take it into my hand, I feel a strange warmth. It is heavier than it looks, as if it carries something more than just stone. Feng shui? An ancient amulet? A message from the past? I don't know, but I must have it. And so, I clutch it in my palm, pay the shopkeeper, and step out into the rain. Yet, the world around me seems to blur ever so slightly. And then, nothing is as it was before. The rain has vanished. I can still feel its cold trace on my skin, but when I look around, the world is no longer the same. The streets are different. No cars, no storefront lights, only a stone-paved road winding between low wooden houses with roofs curving upward, like those I have only seen in paintings from the Zhou dynasty. The air carries an unfamiliar scent, smoke from fire pits, damp earth after the rain, and a faint hint of incense. Above me, there is no city noise, only distant murmurs of voices and the occasional rustle of silk garments passing by. I am in another time. Before me stands a temple, immediately capturing my attention. Massive wooden pillars adorned with simple carvings, a dark tiled roof arching upward as if reaching for the heavens. The entrance gate bears traces of red paint, once vivid, now faded by time and rain. This is no ordinary temple. It is dedicated to the mandate of heaven, the ancient principle that grants a ruler power from the heavens, but only as long as he governs justly. Its keeper is the guardian of this teaching. He is not a priest in the way I understand, but a man who ensures the balance between humanity and the divine. The doors are slightly ajar. From within drifts the scent of incense and the soft chime of wooden bells, stirring gently with the wind. I know where I am. This is Qufu, the birthplace of Confucius, and I am here at the time of his birth. A strange feeling tightens in my chest. Fate has led me here. But why? The only way to find out is to step inside. Silence. The kind of silence that does not exist in the modern world. I take a step forward, and the wood beneath my feet creaks softly. The scent of incense is stronger now, as if the invisible presence of ancient prayers lingers in the air. The light is dim, candles casting long shadows on the stone pedestals where statues of old sages rest. I stop. I am not alone. In the corner of the room, between the pillars, stands a man in a simple dark robe. His head is shaved, his face motionless, only his eyes, deep and piercing, fixed on me, as if he knows more than he should. You have been here for a long time, he speaks softly. His voice does not pose a question, but states a fact. I do not know what to answer. Have I been here for a long time, or just a moment? I am still clutching the jade stone in my hand. I feel its cold surface, yet there is also a strange warmth radiating from within. The monk tilts his head slightly. Jade is the stone of wisdom, but not all answers are hidden in stone. Some are hidden within you. My heart begins to race. Ask, he says simply. I take a deep breath. What will I ask first? I take a deep breath and tighten my grip on the jade stone. Do you know what is written on it? I ask, my voice quiet but steady. The temple keeper watches me for a moment. His face remains unreadable. Words hold power when they are understood, and sometimes even when they are not. I frown. He has not answered me. But yes, I know the characters, he continues, yet the answer does not belong to me. He adjusts the wide sleeves of his robe and slowly turns toward one of the temple pillars. The one who holds the answer fears the future. You come from the future, seeking an answer. Who? I burst out. The mother of a child whose name will one day be written into history. Confucius. The final barrier between me and the truth is not the temple keeper. It is his mother. I must find her. The temple keeper says nothing more. He only nods toward the wooden doors on the opposite side of the temple. I do not know what awaits me there, but I know that I must go. As I step outside, I find myself in the narrow alleys of Qufu, wooden houses with earthen walls and traditional roofs of clay tiles or straw, the muffled voices of merchants, the scent of freshly steamed dumplings. The city moves to its own rhythm, but I do not belong here. I do not know where to find her, but the temple keeper did. He must have. Perhaps that is why I am not surprised when an older woman with a scarf over her head speaks to me. Are you looking for Lady Zheng's house? I nod. Yes. Do you know where I can find it? The woman studies me for a moment, then gestures toward a smaller house with a traditional wooden gate. She had a strange dream, she says softly, as if the words carry a special weight. Perhaps she is expecting you. I do not answer. I simply go. I feel a strange heaviness, as if something important is about to happen. The wooden door creaks softly as it moves, and I step inside. The air is calm, yet heavy with anticipation. In the corner of the room, a woman sits with a focused expression, holding a needle and thread in her hands, carefully stitching patterns into delicate fabric. When she sees me, her hands pause. Her gaze settles on me with quiet certainty, as if she already knows me, even though we have never met before. You are not from here, she says softly. I do not know how to answer. I am not. But I cannot tell her that. Slowly, I press my fingers to the jade stone I have been clutching in my palm. Gently, I place it on the wooden table between us. Lady Zheng stares at it. She does not look surprised, rather as if something in her mind has just fallen into place. I have seen it. My breath catches for a moment. What does she mean? I saw it in a dream. A Qilin carried it in its mouth and placed it at my feet. When its paws touched the earth, I knew that this stone meant something. She turns it in her hands, her fingers tracing the carved characters. She knows what is written on it. My son will not be a king. She begins to read softly. But his words will change the world. My heart pounds. That is exactly what the legend says. Lady Zheng finally looks at me, and in her eyes, I see something between fear and hope. Come with me. She rises and walks slowly toward a chamber at the end of the room. My heart pounds as I follow her. In the corner, wrapped in soft fabric, a baby sleeps. Confucius. I stand there, looking at him, my thoughts swirling. This tiny child will one day change history, and I cannot tell his mother who he will become. Lady Zheng gently strokes the baby's face. The room is peaceful, the only movement the faint flicker of the oil lamp's flame. I watch the scene unfold and feel a strange shift, as if something is about to happen, something unseen, yet inevitable. I am still holding the jade stone between my fingers. It is cool and smooth, but suddenly it feels as if it is losing its weight. The flame crackles softly. I lift my head. The flame stretches in an unnatural way, as if, for a fleeting moment, it becomes something more than just light. And then, a breath. The flame trembles, and the smoke swirls into a delicate vortex. It is so thick that for an instant it obscures everything. Lady Jung, the child, the house, everything vanishes into the misty flood. I open my palm. The jade stone is no longer there. I close my eyes, but I do not know if, in that fraction of a second, I am even breathing. I feel warmth and cold at the same time, as if another world has swallowed me whole. No sound, only a strange, profound emptiness. And when the smoke finally clears, I am no longer there. Confucius was born in 551 BCE into a noble yet poor family in the state of Lu. Although fate did not grant him privilege, it gave him something else, an unquenchable thirst for knowledge. He taught that a person is not born wise, but gains wisdom through learning, reflection, and actions. To his students, he was not just a teacher, but a guide on the path to a better world. He believed that proper conduct, respect for parents, and moral character could create a harmonious society. Confucius believed that a true leader does not need a sword, but wisdom. Good governance does not stem from fear and punishment, but from virtue and example. He never wrote a book himself, yet his students carefully recorded his words and conversations. This gave rise to the Analects, Lun Yu, which became the foundation of Chinese philosophy. When you see a wise person, strive to be like them. When you see a foolish person, examine yourself. Beyond the Analects, his ideas were preserved in ancient classical texts that he studied, commented on, and passed down. The Book of Songs, Shaijeng, a collection of folk and court poems in which he saw the wisdom of the past. The Book of Changes, Yizhang, a work on cycles and the harmony of the world, inspiring generations of thinkers. The Book of Rights, Liji, a compilation of rules on how to live with respect and honor. And though his name became immortal, Confucius never sought fame. His goal was a simple teaching. You must first master yourself before you can master the world. Today, after millennia, his words still endure, not as ancient texts, but as a voice that whispers to all who seek truth. Because the wisdom he discovered does not belong to the past. It belongs to anyone willing to see it.